हम जिस वर्ल्ड में रहते हैं देर आर सो मैनी प्रॉब्लम्स अराउंड। बहुत सारी ऐसी सिचुएशंस आती हैं जिनमें हम आंसरलेस क्लूलेस होते हैं। तो बहुत सारी ऐसी सिचुएशंस में हमें ऐसा लगता है कि कोई हो जिससे हम गाइडेंस ले सकें, ऐसी चीज़ें जो कि हमें अंदर से अवेकनिंग देंगी। एम्पिरिकल लर्निंग का जो प्रोग्राम है जो कि स्टार्ट किया गया है हमारे वर्ल्ड टीचर दीपक एस पाटिल जी के द्वारा, तो हम आज उस प्रोग्राम के बारे में बात करते हैं। तो आइए हम मिलते हैं द वर्ल्ड टीचर दीपक एस पाटिल जी से। सर, आई नो यू सिंस सो मेनी इयर्स, बीइंग योर डिसाइपल आई नो योर टीचिंग कैपेबिलिटीज। आपने बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को टीच किया, गाइड किया। मोर देन 2500 स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ योर्स आर वर्किंग ग्लोबली। सो आपने क्यों सोचा कि मैं एक नॉर्मल टीचिंग से वर्ल्ड टीचिंग की तरफ शिफ्ट हो जाऊं, और व्हाट इज दिस वर्ल्ड टीचिंग एक्चुअली? कैन यू प्लीज एलैबोरेट इट फॉर मी?
To understand world teaching, you need to understand yourself first. You need to understand inwardly and go to ask yourself why you are asking this question, world teaching. When I say globally, or when I am saying this concept of world teaching, that I am the world and world is me. What do you mean by that? If I say the consciousness of me is the consciousness of world, what do you understand by this? If you understand this, that what I am saying to you, that I am the world and world is me, what is that I? If you understand this, then you will understand what is the concept of world teaching and why I came in this. So if you go inwardly and observing yourself, this human body is containing of what? One is container and second is a content. So through your all sensory responses, you are creating a content. That content is your consciousness, and that consciousness is your I. Now the problem is that I is so limited, and fragmentary. Somebody has to come and give the idea that how can we observe that wholly. हम उस consciousness को या उस content को wholly कैसे observe करें? Somebody has to come in that. Now you have seen across the world there is a fear of a livelihood. There is so many misery across you. क्या ये सारी प्रॉब्लम पॉलिटिशियन सॉल्व करेंगे? क्या ये सारी प्रॉब्लम साइंटिस्ट सॉल्व करेंगे? Who will solve this misery or this confusion in the world? Or if you go globally, or if you can observe yourself, आसपास आप देखते हो what kind of fear is there? A fear of education, कि हम सक्सेसफुल कैसे बने? A fear of a livelihood, a fear of a sorrow, or a fear of a relationship. So हमारे आसपास psychological fears, physical fears, ये सारे हैं. Now who is going to solve this? क्या ये सारे fear outwardly हम लोग solve कर सकते हैं outward thinking से, या there will be a concept कि हम inwardly जाएं? Through the self learning or through this inward program we can observe ourselves and let's find out what will be the solution. So this is a concept of world teaching.
So now I have understand the concept of this world teaching. As you have told me that I am the world and world is me. So if I make any change in me, that will automatically reflect in the world around me. Then why do we have so many problems? We can see around us there are so many problems in the people. This problems of loneliness, they are having problems in their relationships. Everybody is running to become successful. Everybody is having so many issues in their personal life. What is the reason behind these problems?
To understand this, you need to understand one thing. Just like you asked me, कि why do we have any kind of problem? या हमारी लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स क्यों हैं? To understand this, you need to ask one thing to yourself, that how much part of brain you are using. You are a scientist, so how much part of your brain you are using?
10%.
So 10%, or people are saying less than 10%. What does it mean exactly? Inwardly, if you understand yourself, that since from your childhood, the way we are educating ourselves the way the system is there, the code of conduct, the pattern of your life, the way you learn yourself, हमको किस तरह से बचपन से एजुकेट किया गया, थ्रू दैट फ्रेगमेंट्री लर्निंग, और फ्रेगमेंट्री लर्निंग और इसको इजीली ऐसे समझें कि थ्रू दैट एजुकेशन, थ्रू दैट एक्सपीरियंसेस, we have created inwardly a fragmentary part of our brain, और you can say कि हमने अपने सेंसरी एक्सपीरियंस को इतना लिमिटेड किया हुआ है कि उस लिमिटेड एक्सपीरियंस से ब्रेन में इनवर्डली जो कॉन्शियसनेस क्रिएट हुई है वो कॉन्शियसनेस बहुत लिमिटेड है। एंड नाउ विद दैट फ्रेगमेंट्री लिमिटेड कॉन्शियसनेस, और यू कैन से विद दैट फ्रेगमेंट्री कंटेंट, वो जो लिमिटेड कंटेंट आपने क्रिएट किया हुआ है, उस लिमिटेड कंटेंट से, उस लिमिटेड कॉन्शियसनेस से यू आर डीलिंग द होल वर्ल्ड। सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि नोइंग लिटिल वन, और कम जानते हो आप, और आपने एक लिटिल फ्रेगमेंट्री कॉन्शियसनेस क्रिएट की हुई है, उस कंटेंट से आप होल को कैसे एक्सेस कर सकते हो। एंड हियर इज योर प्रॉब्लम इज लाइंग, यहां आपकी प्रॉब्लम आपके सामने आएगी कि प्रॉब्लम तो आपके सामने एज ए होल है, और उस प्रॉब्लम को आप डील कैसे कर रहे हो, उस फ्रेगमेंट्री कॉन्शियसनेस के साथ, उस लिमिटेड कॉन्शियसनेस के साथ। सो थ्रू फ्रेगमेंट्री कॉन्शियसनेस, थ्रू लिमिटेड कॉन्शियसनेस, ये लिमिटेड जो आपका कंटेंट है, इससे आप आपकी प्रॉब्लम को कभी भी डील नहीं कर पाओगे। इफ यू रियली वांट टू डील दिस प्रॉब्लम, यू नीड टू सी दिस होल। आपको इस पूरे होल को देखना पड़ेगा, एंड बाय सीइंग दैट होल, आपको उस अगर पूरे होल को देखना है, देन यू नीड टू बी अवेयर फर्स्ट दैट माय कॉन्शियसनेस इज लिमिटेड। सबसे पहले तो मुझे अवेयर होना चाहिए कि मेरी कॉन्शियसनेस लिमिटेड है। मैंने ये जो भी कंटेंट क्रिएट किया हुआ है, ये किसी एक कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट से क्रिएटेड है, लाइक एजुकेशन, लाइक थ्रू द रिलीजन, थ्रू द पेरेंटिंग। ये एक लिमिटेड कॉन्शियसनेस है, और थ्रू दैट लिमिटेड कॉन्शियसनेस और थ्रू दैट सीइंग, थ्रू दैट स्क्रीन, आई एम सीइंग द वर्ल्ड। मैं उस स्क्रीन से ही पूरे वर्ल्ड को देख रही हूँ। सो आई डोंट हैव माई ओन ओपिनियन, सो आई एम नॉट सीइंग द थिंग्स एज दे आर। मैं दुनिया को उस तरह देख ही नहीं रही हूँ जैसी वो है। आई एम सीइंग दिस वर्ल्ड थ्रू द कॉन्सेप्ट। सो कॉन्सेप्चुअल लिविंग इज मोस्ट डेंजरस थिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड।
तो सर, जैसे आपने बताया कि जो हमारी प्रॉब्लम्स का मेन रीजन है वो ये है कि हम चीज़ों को होली नहीं देखते, हम पार्शियली उनको देख रहे हैं, और वो इसलिए क्योंकि हमें वैसा ही सिखाया गया है। हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम के थ्रू, सोसाइटी के थ्रू हमें वैसा ही सिखाया गया है कि वैसे चीज़ों को आप किस तरह से देखते हैं। तो क्या इसमें ऐसा है कि हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम में ही प्रॉब्लम है? हमारा जो इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम है वो रेवोल्यूशनरी क्यों नहीं हो सकता? क्या चेंजेस हमें उसमें करने चाहिए कि हम चीज़ों को इन अ होल व्यू देख सकें?
टू अंडरस्टैंड द एजुकेशन सिस्टम, और यू कैन से कि हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम में ऐसा क्या फंडामेंटल चेंज हम ऐसा लेके आए हैं, या ऐसा क्या रिवोल्यूशनरी चेंज लेके आए कि ये जो जिस तरह का पैटर्न ऑफ एजुकेशन है कि हम ग्रेड लर्निंग्स में जाते हैं, फिर हायर ग्रेड्स में जाते हैं, या फिर पोस्ट ग्रेड में जाते हैं, और फाइनली आप साइंटिस्ट बने, या बहुत सारे बच्चे साइंटिस्ट नहीं बन रहे, या इंडिया में एंटरप्रेन्योर्स नहीं आ रहे हैं, या इंडिया में ऐसे रिवोल्यूशनरी क्यों नहीं आ रहे? दिस इज योर क्वेश्चन। सो टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज कॉन्सेप्चुअल living or what is conceptual learning and what is the empirical learning. Empirical learning क्यों इस कंट्री में ज़रूरी है, और क्यों इस कंट्री में इस तरह से एजुकेशन सिस्टम को डिज़ाइन किया हुआ है कि हमें एम्पेरिकल लर्निंग आए ही नहीं। हमारा प्रेजेंट एजुकेशन सिस्टम प्री कंसीव्ड है। हमारा प्रेजेंट एजुकेशन सिस्टम ये कह सकते हैं कि इट्स ए स्पीड लर्निंग एजुकेशन। आप याद करते हैं और उस चीज़ को लिखते हैं, उसके बेस पे आपकी ग्रेडिंग्स होती है। You are never going to experience that Nobel Prize paper, or you are never going to experience that what they are experiencing. Now to understand this trap, we need to understand what kind of trap is there. यहाँ कौन सा ऐसा ट्रैप डिजाइन किया गया है पिछले लास्ट 200 ईयर्स में? क्योंकि पहले तो इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम में रिवोल्यूशनरी आ रहे थे, अब क्यों नहीं आ रहे? उसका रीजन आप उसको ऐसे देखें कि ग्लोबली लीडर कौन था, कैसे इस वर्ल्ड को ग्लोबली लीड किया गया। तो एज वी नो दैट ब्रिटिश ने इस कंट्री पे रूल किया और ग्लोबली उन्होंने रूल किया। फर्स्ट काइंड ऑफ रिसर्च एजुकेशन कहाँ पर आया? तो पहला रिसर्च एजुकेशन जो है वो रॉयल सोसाइटी ऑफ लंदन में आया। तो रॉयल सोसाइटी ऑफ लंदन में जो रिसर्च फेलो निकले, उन्होंने फंडामेंटल चेंज किए, उन्होंने साइंस पे इनोवेशंस किए। और अगर आप यूरोपियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम को ध्यान से देखें तो वहां पर एजुकेशन और रिसर्च हैंड इन हैंड होता है, मतलब इट इज ऑन द सेम प्लेस। इफ एजुकेशन एंड रिसर्च विल गो साइमल्टेनियसली, और एजुकेशन और रिसर्च एक ही जगह पर होगी, तो डेफिनेटली वहां पर वो ऑब्जर्व द ऑब्जर्व्ड होगा, वो इंपेरिकल ऑब्जर्वेशन सारे लर्नर्स को आएंगे। एंड यू कैन सी कि ब्रिटेन ने उस तरह के इंपेरिकल एजुकेशन से ग्लोबली लीड किया। द सेम मॉडल इज अडॉप्टेड बाय अमेरिकन इन 1880s। उन्होंने भी वही कॉन्सेप्ट को अपनाया है कि एजुकेशन और रिसर्च एक ही जगह होना चाहिए। एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट अडॉप्टेशन आज उनकी 12 यूनिवर्सिटीज से 18 नोबेल लॉरेट्स हैं। एंड व्हेन यू गो टू आवर कंट्री, यहाँ एजुकेशन अलग जगह पे होता है और रिसर्च अलग जगह पे होती है। आपने ही रिसर्च जब आप IIT में पहुंची तब आपने की, उसके पहले आपका एजुकेशन और रिसर्च दोनों अलग अलग जगह था। सो आपने अपने उस चाइल्डहुड में, अपने उस ग्रेजुएशन के दौरान आपने वो एम्पिरिकल ऑब्जर्वेशन लिया ही नहीं, वो एग्जैक्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन लिया ही नहीं। तो जब आपको वो फ्री लर्निंग होगी ही नहीं और आप एक कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट से ही पढ़ोगे, तो बहुत जल्दी जो है हमारा एजुकेशन टर्मिनेशन हो जाता है, मतलब हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम एक लेवल पे आके टर्मिनेट हो जाता है। और दूसरा, जैसे ही यहाँ लॉरेट क्रिएट होते हैं, तो नाउ यू नो ऑलरेडी यू आर अ साइंटिस्ट, कि यहाँ बच्चा H1B या यूरोपियन वीजा जो है उनको ड्रेन कर लेता है। तो इंटेलेक्चुअल जब इस कंट्री में रहेंगे ही नहीं और यहाँ के बच्चे एम्पेरिकल ऑब्जर्वेशंस को लेंगे ही नहीं, सो हाउ कैन वी एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम दिस सिस्टम कि यहाँ से रिवोल्यूशनरी आए? तो इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम को यदि रिवोल्यूशनरी हमें बनाना है तो हमको एम्पेरिकल एजुकेशन को लाना ही पड़ेगा। वी नीड टू गिव द फंडामेंटल चेंज in the present education system. That gives you revolution.
So sir, I come to know about the empirical learning, and in our education system, in our Indian education system, this empirical learning is somewhat missing. We are not creating any revolutionaries, and we are always busy in seeking the answers of the questions, and we are not trying to learn that question empirically. And for learning a question empirically, I think one should have passion about that question. And can this empirical learning help me learn about my passion? What is my passion? Can I learn it through this?
So to understand the word passion, how this word comes to your mind, or how do you find yourself that what is your passion? So to understand passion, you need to ask yourself, what is the difference between attention and concentration? Are they a same word? Are these words are same? कि attention और concentration same word है, or it is a different? Or since from your childhood education आपको concentrate करना सिखाया है या आपको attention सिखाया है?
Concentrate करने पे ज़्यादा focus है।
So if I ask you in a simple way कि अर्जुन को जब द्रोणाचार्य ने सिखाया था कि आप जो बर्ड आए, उस बर्ड्स की आई पे निशाना लगाओ, सो इफ अर्जुन इज शूटिंग दैट आई, इज इट अ कंसंट्रेशन और अटेंशन?
कंसंट्रेशन।
नो, इट इज नॉट एट ऑल अ कंसंट्रेशन. Concentration means exclusion of thought. Concentration means exclusion of thought. And when you are exclusion, or when you are excluding something, that means you are controlling yourself. And when there is a control, then there will be no absoluteness. You cannot observe anything a whole by excluding the thing. But when I say the word attention, in attention there is no exclusion.
We need to be attentive about everything around.
We need to be attentive about everything, or attention means to attend. Suppose we were talking to each other, I am attending you, I am not thinking about anything. Attention means to attend. To attend means to attend this whole. Attention, just to attend. But when you say concentration, that means you are taking your whole thought to a certain point and excluding the thoughts. तो thought is very dangerous. So it obstruct to achieve your goal. So now you understand that attention is most important thing to see the whole. So if you understand what is your passion, can we understand passion through attention? Can we see ourselves, or can we go inwardly and ask to ourselves, what is my passion? So to understand this question, you need to ask one question to yourself. What is passion? Passion word derived from suffering. Passion word derived from suffering. When there will be an immense suffering, you will come to know about your passion. जितना आपको सफरिंग ज्यादा होगी, जितनी इमेंस सफरिंग होगी साइकोलॉजिकल लेवल पे, फिजिकल लेवल पे, जितनी आपकी सफरिंग डीपर होगी, जितनी ज्यादा आपको सफरिंग होगी, उस सफरिंग का आउटकम जो है वो आपका पैशन है। तो आपको ये पता लग जाएगा कि व्हाट इज माय पैशन, एंड व्हेन यू कम टू नो दिस इज योर पैशन, देन डू दिस थिंग टू यू, देन यू कैन एंजॉय द एवरी मोमेंट ऑफ योर लाइफ।
बट इजंट इट के कोई भी हो वो, why do they want to suffer? Nobody wants to suffer. अगर सफरिंग से ही पैशन का पता लगेगा तो सफरिंग करना तो किसी को अच्छा नहीं लगता।
So that means we want to escape from the present and we want to relax.
Okay.
क्योंकि present itself is suffering. When you want to do anything in present, you need require actions. So doing an action, you need to suffer with that action.
So basically there is no shortcut. We need to go through all the
You
process.
need to go through that process of suffering.
Okay.
And keep one thing in your mind. When anybody or you can say when there will be a immense suffering, जितना ज़्यादा आपको suffering होगी, जिस भी आप concept में, जिस playing आप sportsman हो, आप scientist हो, आप जिस भी फील्ड में हो, जितना आप ज़्यादा आपको सफरिंग होगी, उतना आप इजीली अपने आप को आइडेंटिफाई कर पाओगे कि दिस थिंग आई वांट टू डू. So this is how you come to know. And passion or this suffering will not comes through by the concentration. It is only and only come through by the attention. Without the concentration जो हमने कहा था कि वहाँ exclusion of thought है. Attention में there is no exclusion. इन senses को completely आप observe करें और उस suffering को देखें और suffering से आपके outcome को देखें. Then you will have a passion in your life.
सर कई बार हमारी लाइफ में सिचुएशंस आती हैं, सो मेनी सिचुएशंस वी अंडरगो, लाइक कि हमें डर लगता है सिचुएशंस से, देन वी कीप ऑन सेइंग लेट ऑल इज वेल. हम अपने आप को समझाते हैं दैट एवरीथिंग इज ऑल राइट, देयर इज नथिंग टू फियर अबाउट. बट मेनी अ टाइम्स आई हैव सीन, आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस्ड दैट इवन आफ्टर सेइंग दिस दैट एवरीथिंग इज ऑल राइट, नथिंग टू फियर अबाउट, द फियर स्टिल परसिस्ट. डर लगता है. तो क्या ये एम्पेरिकल लर्निंग जो है ये हमें उस डर से ओवरकम करने में या उस हाउ टू डील विद दैट फियर, क्या ये हेल्प करेगा?
टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फियर, आई नीड टू आस्क यू वन थिंग, दैट फियर इज अ लिविंग मूवमेंट और अ डेड मूवमेंट?
फॉर मी इट्स अ लिविंग मूवमेंट.
फॉर यू, और यू कैन से इट इज अ लिविंग मूवमेंट. Now, whenever you are seeing a fear, don't you think so? While you are seeing a fear, there is another thought. Inwardly, you are having that thought. That thought is look at that fear. So it is another control of a thought over a thought. Now, first we need to understand how to deal with the fear. For that, we need to check our observation. Like I always say in every talk show, if you see my talk shows, in every video, everywhere I am saying this: observe the observed, and once the observed becomes the observer, the ultimate thing will happen with you. Now seeing the same pedagogy here, and if I am saying you, see your fear now. Observe means it is your eye, it is your content, or you can say it is your mind, the observer of yours. So see that fear with your observer. Now think or see in that way, observe the observed without the observer. Can you see the fear? Observe the observed without the observer. Now can you see the fear? There is no fear.
There is no fear.
There is no fear. So where is fear? There is no fear. So saying all is well, this is a conceptual learning, or you can say this is a conceptual living. It is created all over the world. A well-designed trap, you can say, intellectual जो globally होते हैं, वो बहुत smartly आपको एक ऐसी pedagogy देते हैं जिससे कि world फंसा हुआ रहता है उसको. So what is the concept? हाँ, please, you are
So
saying.
actually, to overcome the fear, first we need to detach ourselves from that thing.
It is not about the detachment or attachment. You can say the word detachment, but instead of saying detachment, you can say negation. You can negate that moment.
Okay.
You should be aware of that negation. That without the observer, I can observe that moment. So I can see that it is no more fear. But again, now I am saying about the conceptual living. You are saying about that empirical learning or empirical living can help you, or it can help the world. We can get rid of a fear. So to understand that, we need to understand the conceptual living, or a difference between conceptual living and the empirical living.
सर, तो अगर हम देखें जो cause of sufferings है, या cause of problems है, या cause of fear है, that is conceptual living. अगर हम अपने आसपास क्या world देखते हैं, everybody is focusing on conceptual living. We are seeing like so many wars are going on in the present time as well. Russia, Ukraine, or the Israel war we are witnessing.
Yeah.
So is the empirical thinking or empirical learning is the way to overcome that conceptual learning?
Yeah, it's a very good question actually. So if you want to understand the present world, or you can say the past world or any world, we are having so many wars and we haven't learned anything from that. What exactly the conceptual living is? There is only two concepts going all over the world. One is survival for the fittest. Because of survival for the fittest, we are doing the wars. We are doing everything rigidly, or we are fighting in relationship. We are struggling for everything. So that the concept is survival for the fittest.
Everybody wants to prove that we are the best.
We are the best, or we want to survive. So that is called a survival for the fittest. And second one is, through the violence we can't change the world. Now, in a both way, if you are saying that survival for the fittest or through the violence we can't change the world, it's one and the same thing. If I say you are having a toothache, तुमको दांत में दर्द हो रहा है, so you can say all is well बोलने से तुम्हारे दांत का दर्द चला जाएगा क्या?
No.
Or through the conceptual living, can this toothache will be healed?
No.
Or a psychological wounds or a psychological suffering, whatever you are having, through that all is well, or through this conceptual living, you can get rid of this. So how the empirical observation or empirical living play a role part in that? I always saying the same thing. See the thing as they are. Don't put a screen in front of you. Through that prejudiced screen, you are seeing others in the same way they are seeing you. And if you are doing this thing on and on and on, you will never get rid of the conceptual living. And you will never understand the concept of empirical living.
So empirical living will help us create a peaceful world as well.
Yes, exactly. Because if you are living what exactly it is, then there is no conflict. And when there is no conflict, there is no war.
Peace will prevail.
Yeah, peace will be.
एक बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम जो आजकल हम अपने आसपास देख रहे हैं, people are consuming so much drugs. Drugs are becoming integral part of their life. So how can this world teaching help them get rid of these drugs problem? Can it really help?
To understand this, you need to understand what drugs exactly they do. When you are taking alcohol or drugs. So though I am not promoting drugs, but if you understand, you are a scientist as well. what exactly the drugs or LSD do? It removes the time and space.
Yes.
It removes the time and space between the observed and the observed. So when it removes between the observed and the observed, the moment people are getting through the drugs, they want to enjoy that moment. But it has a deleterious effect. Enthusiasm comes, but it has a deleterious effect. You become so depressed while taking all these drugs. So my idea, or you can say the world teaching concept is, without taking all these stuffs, you can remove the time and space between the observed and the observed. And without taking all these things and say no to drugs, and you can enjoy that moment with the observation, or you can say through this empirical observation, we can remove this time and space. And if we remove that between the observed and the observed, there is no observer actually. There is only observed. So this is a beautiful movement.
So this is the big problem which can be solved using our internal knowledge only, which we can achieve through this learning.
Definitely through the self-learning, through this empirical observation or a great learning program of us. When you go through this program, through sequential understanding, and through that program, when you are eliminating that part of time and space, you can enjoy, you can attend every moment of your life. And that moment is so beautiful and so lovable, that moment is. You can enjoy.
Sir, usually if we see, people connect beauty with love. Anything which is beautiful, people think that can be loved. So is it really the fact, or is it really so that beauty and love are related, or there is a difference?
So to understand beauty and love and intelligence, all these three things are interrelated. These are not three different things. First, you need to understand what beauty is. Beauty is, or you need to understand कि क्या किसी चीज को, when you see something, are you comparing that thing with the present thing? Is that the beauty is? If it is the beauty, then it is not at all a beauty. To understand beauty, you need to understand one thing. Go inwardly and ask yourself, suppose that we have met yesterday and you have an image of me in your brain and I have an image of you in my brain. The day next, when we met, are we meeting each other or our images are meeting?
Our images are basically meeting.
So if images are meeting, then we are not meeting each other. So that is not a beauty. The present, or what you were saying, when the images are meeting each other, that is actually a beauty according to yourself. And that is the trend, you can say. Ki images becomes a beauty, and we are comparing the images with the images, and we are creating a beauty. And in that beauty, we are seeing the love. So that is not actually the beauty and love is. What beauty is actually, or you can say what love is actually. When you understand love, you will understand beauty, and you will understand that intelligence as well. What exactly the love is. When you are seeing me and I can see you, or when you are seeing your husband, or when you are seeing your kids, or when you are seeing around you, without the images, when you see them, without the images, what you are having in your brain, if you see that actually love is.
I think if people understand this concept, many of the problems in their relationships, in their personal life, that could have solved.
So that love is beauty, and that beauty is intelligence, because intelligence means sensitive to the situation, sensitive to the world. Your senses should be present without having any images. So your senses is enjoying. You're seeing the things whole. Your senses are working 100% because it is not seeing through any images. So now you can interrelate these things, that love is intelligence and intelligence is beauty. It is irrelevant of your previous images. So I hope now you got it.
But like it is very easy said that we just ignore the images, but it's very difficult to be done.
When you use a word, we want to ignore the images, but if I say you go inwardly and ask yourself and say this thing to yourself first, I am aware that I am ignoring. What is happening in you? I am aware that what these images are doing with me. So if you are aware of these images, there is no need to do any negation, or there is no need to ignore these things.
Okay.
Awareness or be aware is a part of intelligence. It is good to be aware.
Sir, I am a mother of 5-year-old boy, and I am a scientist as well. I am a teacher as well. But right now, people are creating so much hype about parenting. We are like, I cannot see anything like what they are teaching in today's workshops, like parenting workshops, which is different from the parenting which we have got from our parents. So why they are creating a big gap between the parenting which we have got and the parenting which we are going to give to our kids? Is it really different?
So to understand what is parenting or what is the role of teacher, you need to ask yourself what is the role of parent, what is the responsibility towards your child, what is the role of teachers they are playing. Are you comparing your kids to somebody else's kids? Or this kind of education right now, what kind of education we are having? Are we comparing our child? If we are doing this, then we are making our child dull and dull and dull and dull. What is the role of a teacher or what is the role of a parent? If you understand this, you will understand the parenting. If you know that you are hurting your child, you know his hurts and your hurt, then see, the relationship changes automatically. If you are comparing your child, comparison means measurement. When you are measuring your child with somebody else, then it creates a conflict. That comparison creates a conflict, and that conflict does not raise your child. This is the biggest problem right now people are doing. Easiest way to do parenting is a free learning. Free learning, that means observe your child and be a first teacher to your child, because parents are the first teacher, and in India we say mother teacher is the first teacher. So your role is from the childhood till his education, you need to observe your child in a free learning. Don't depend on any education system that they are educating my child and raising them. You should be the first teacher. Don't compare your child. Make him a free learner. Give him an empirical observation. Let him experience the empirical observation and let him, वो उसको जो है वो फ्री होना चाहिए सब चीज़ों को ऑब्जर्व करने के लिए, एंड ट्रेन हिम ऑब्जर्व द ऑब्जर्व व्हिच आई एम सेइंग ऑलवेज एंड ऑलवेज. उसको भी इस तरह से चीज़ों को नेचर में ऑब्जर्व करना सिखाएं. बच्चों को नेचर में सारे ऑब्जर्वेशन इस तरह से दें जो कॉन्सेप्चुअल ना हो. पहले से हम उनको ना बताएं कि इस तरह से इसको देखें.
They need to create their own concepts.
Own, not concept. Again, when we say the word concept, then it becomes a prejudice learning for them. उनको उसी तरह से चीजों को देखना चाहिए जैसे वो है. उनके अंदर अगर आप रियली चाहते हो कि उनका इंटेलिजेंस अवेकन हो, तो उनके सेंसेस को सेंसिटिव रहने दीजिए सिचुएशन के साथ. अगर वो सेंसिटिव रहेंगे अपनी सिचुएशन के साथ, तो उनके अंदर इंटेलिजेंस अवेक होगा, उनके अंदर अवेकनिंग आएगी और वो एक फ्री लर्नर होंगे. नाउ व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द फ्री लर्नर इज? फ्री लर्नर दैट मीन्स he has no authority, because authority and freedom does not goes together.
Yes.
But freedom and intelligence always go together. A child who is having freedom, I will assure you he is intelligent. But a child who has authority, like a mother is always authority, do this, do that, do this, or in a school do this, do that. So if there is authority in the system, he will never be intelligent one. उसकी इंटेलिजेंस में अवेकनिंग होगी ही नहीं. आप अगर रियली चाहते हो कि आपके बच्चों के अंदर वो अवेकनिंग आए, तो उनको फ्रीडम दो. अब फ्रीडम तभी आप उनको दोगे जब आप उनके ऊपर से अपना अथॉरिटेटिव नेचर हटाओगे, उनको आप हर्ट नहीं करोगे और उनको कंपेयर नहीं करोगे. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप फ्री का मतलब होता है कि आपने उनको फ्री छोड़ दिया. फ्री आपको उनको एक स्ट्रक्चरल फॉर्म में छोड़ना है, so that they will work in your observe. And through this free learning, definitely one day you will see that your child is intelligent. So this should be the parenting one. I hope you got it.
Yes, and I have I got it very beautifully. You have explained, and I think this is the thing which every mother and every teacher should understand, that to nurture a kid, they need to be get free first.
Exactly. Yes.
एक और चीज़ मैं ऑब्जर्व कर रही हूँ कि जो कॉलेज गोइंग या स्कूल गोइंग जो किड्स हैं, लेस देन 18 ईयर्स ओल्ड, उनमें सुसाइड रेट बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है. अपन कोटा में अगर हम देख रहे हैं कि कोटा में इस साल ही अबाउट 25 स्टूडेंट्स ने अभी तक सुसाइड कर लिया है, विच इज़ अ बिग नंबर. तो व्हाट इज़ द रीज़न बिहाइंड दीज ऑल सुसाइड्स?
So when you are saying this quota suicides or kids are doing suicides, what is the reason? Reason is not the day instant. वो उस दिन का आउटकम नहीं है. Since from the childhood when we are comparing our kids, giving them relative motivation. A relative motivation, that means we are giving them a relative stories. As you see on the YouTube or you can see on the internet, so many relative motivations is going on. आप बच्चों को दूसरों की कहानियां इतनी ज्यादा सुना रहे हो कि वो खुद को देख ही नहीं पा रहे. Listening the story of others day by day on in every moment in this metaverse, if you are giving them a relative motivation, giving the story of others, comparing your child with others, they will never become an individual. Individual means which is not divided. Through this relative motivation, these are divided. Here, observer and observer is divided. So we are making dull and dull every day, day by day, and this fragmentary consciousness in which they are comparing themselves with others day by day, they were not seeing the whole. और उनकी लाइफ में इस तरह के डेड मोमेंट आ जाते हैं क्योंकि ये कंटेंट इतना लिमिटेड है, रिलेटिव मोटिवेशन उतने हावी है उनके ऊपर, इतनी ज़्यादा वो दूसरों की कहानियाँ सुन रहे हैं कि वो डल हो गए. और वो डलनेस, वो लिमिटेशन, वो कंपैरिजन उनको एक ऐसे डेड एंड पे ले जाता है कि वो इस तरह सोचने लगते हैं. तो यदि हमें रियली कोई रेडिकल चेंज उनके अंदर बिल्ड करना है और इस तरह की चीज़ें उनके अंदर ना हो, for that they need to have a self learning, because there is no education from childhood, or you can say there is no self learning education in this world. For being a scientist, you have education, you are a scientist, so you go to the IIT and you research graduate आप बने उससे. But have you seen any self learning education? कोई ऐसा एजुकेशन सिस्टम में है जहां हम अपने आप को लर्न कर पाए? So if our child, if you people, or you can say anybody, if they are getting a self learning education, if they observe themselves, then there will be no suicide.
जो relative motivation है, if that is bad, then what is the right motivation for the kids?
So exactly the right motivation means, what do you mean by motivation? For a motive, what should be the right action? What should be the right action so that we will not compare ourselves with others? So if you are asking this question to me, you need to understand one thing to yourself. Don't take with the divorce of present. अपने present से divorce मत लो, क्योंकि relative motivation का मतलब ही यही है कि when you are listening the story of others, when you are doing meditation or when you are doing other things, you are taking the divorce of the present. You need to be present in now, and in now, if you have a moment of attention and your whole senses are working there, so it is a beautiful moment. Who wants to lose this beautiful moment? Are you? No. So if you don't want to lose this, lose this beautiful moment of your life, you are completely attentive. So people who are completely attentive, they don't want to lose the beautiful moment. beauty is losing in their life. That's why they are committing this thing.
So a self-learned person will not go to this path.
Definitely, they will not go to this path. Because it is a fragmentary. And my motive is only that motive. Don't be in a part of a fragmentary part, learning. Don't create a limited consciousness. Be a whole. So whenever you are in a whole, there is a society around you as a whole. And the best example is when you see a flower, like your kids or like in society, they were like a flower. So when you see a flower full of perfume, and वो जिस फ्लावर से जो खुशबू उसके चारों तरफ फैलती है, वो किसी से शेयर तो नहीं करता, बट जब भी कोई दूसरा उस फ्लावर की फ्रेगनेंस के सराउंडिंग में आता है, what is the movement is happening with him? A delighting. That delighting movement is the consciousness of world, because my consciousness has become the consciousness of him, and that beauty need to be spread. So we need to create a movement for the world that we should have a whole consciousness. This is how the things is going.
As I see for myself, if I undergo or if I experience any sort of problem, तो मुझे जो जहाँ से मैं मोटिवेशन लेती हूँ, the thing I look upon, that I considered God. But जैसे हम देख रहे हैं आसपास, there are number of definitions of God. किसी के लिए God कुछ है, किसी के लिए God कुछ है. But actual में God है क्या?
So to understand God, God word come from the goodness, the highest form of a goodness. So as an individual, we always pray or we always want to achieve that highest form. So God is the highest form of order. It is the highest form of excellence, or you can say it is the highest form of a truth. So through any pathway you are going, knowingly or unknowingly, you want to achieve that highest form. Now my question is, through the knowing, can you achieve that highest form? If you already know the pathway, did you ever get that highest form? So for that I need to say you a very little story. You are a scientist, and if I ask you one thing, you are observing a tree, and if you are having a botanical knowledge of that tree, because when you are observing a tree, try to relate with the God. So when you are observing a tree, you have a time and space between you and the tree. What is time? Time is the botanical knowledge of that tree. So if you already know the botanical terms, or if you already know about the tree, what exactly the tree is, there is always a division between you and the tree. There is always a space between you and the tree. And when I say you that you are aware and remove that time and space between you and the observed, then you will become a tree. That observed is the God. Because that highest form, because at that moment you are in the highest form. There is no observer is working to attend that observation. Only the senses are working to attend that moment. And when you experience that moment, it is beautiful, it is amazing. Because in attention, we are always feel the amazing moment. So that is the highest form.
So like in God, what I learn, what I understand is, if I like leave the dimensions, that these are the dimensions of the God, then I can actually know, I can actually understand what the God is.
Don't put yourself in a dimension, because when you are using a word dimension, that means you are creating a measurement, or you are saying like in a particular kind of a measurement there is a God, or not in measurement there is a God. I am not talking about this. We are preaching the highest form of excellence or a truth or a goodness. So we all want that in our life. So to achieve that, you need to create an unknowingness in yourself, because unknowing is very beautiful. Through knowing, you will never know the God.
there should always be the curiosity of knowing that I want to know that thing.
If you want to know that, then there will be no God. You should be aware that I am not having not knowing. That knowing is a time, and that is all about the Great Learning Program. It is the program through this you can remove the time and space between the observer and the observed. And I want to give that beautiful moment to everybody. If you get that beautiful moment, then there is no drugs. If you get that beautiful moment, then relationship is very good. Then the excellence you are getting in your life, the intelligence you are getting in your life, the achievement that you want in your life, if you come to know that moment and you are witnessing that moment, the life is beautiful. So this is what the mission is. This is what my mission is.
Eating gives us happiness, and there are so many eating choices which we can see around us. People are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegan, different type of food choices they are having. So is there any correct food or any food which you are suggesting, or any food habits which one should follow to get the internal learning or to be the best of themselves?
So it is not about to eat anything or to eat this thing or that thing. It is, you need to understand what is a simplest form of a survival. Simplest form of a survival. If you understand this, then you will understand the eating habit. If I kill a vegetable, it's a simplest killing or is a least killing. A least killing is a simplest form of a survival. So actually for me it is not a killing because it's a least killing. So simplest form of a survival should be the least killing. Now, if you are living in your surrounding, wherever you are living, choose according to yourself what should be the simplest form of a survival for you. That should be your eating habit. So I am not suggesting any eating habit. I am suggesting the simplest form of a survival.
Like for the people which do not have any vegetation around them, killing an animal is the simplest form of living.
Yes, exactly. So this is a scientific term, na? So that is why I am saying this. But if you are having a vegetable or if you are living in a surrounding where you have a simplest form of a survival, then why you are taking a complex form? But it is the choice of yours. My idea is very simple. Take the simplest form of a survival, a least killing, so that you can live your life with that vegetation. So this is a concept of eating.
जो आपका लर्निंग प्रोग्राम है, इसमें बेसिकली आप 2 प्रोग्राम्स पे फोकस कर रहे हैं, द टाइम मशीन कॉन्सेप्ट और द ग्रेट लर्निंग, द महाविद्या प्रोग्राम. सो एक्चुअली जो ये द सेकेंड वन, द ग्रेट लर्निंग, द महाविद्या प्रोग्राम, व्हाट एक्चुअली इट इज? क्या ये एक रिलीजियस प्रोग्राम है और एजुकेशनल प्रोग्राम है? व्हाट एक्चुअली इट इज?
सो द ग्रेट लर्निंग प्रोग्राम, the Mahavidya program, firstly I would like to tell you one thing. It is not at all a religious program. It is purely a scientific program which connects the spirituality of yours. It will remove the time and space between the observer and the observed. So through time machine, we are awareing people, we are giving them a journey of the inwardness. But finally, if you want to correction in inwardness, or if you want to witness, or if you want any radical change in your inwardness, you need to have a program. So that is why we are taking a great learning program, the Mahavidya program, and it is inspired from the 8th grade learning. I would like to say, Google it. What is 8th grade learning? In this world, there is only one Brahmastra. That is the 8th grade learning. It is inspired from the goddess, which is the most beautiful goddess on the earth. By observing her or by seeing her, a glimpse of her, automatically time and space is removed. So it is a scientific program. It will remove the time and space between the observer and the observed, and it is inspired from that goddess. My guru is Swami Radhakant Ji Maharaj, Sri 1008. He is no more, he is Vaikunth Dham Vasi. He is from Durgapet Mahu. He has shown me that scientific coordinate in the universe. In that universe, experience और वो जो एक्सपीरियंस उन्होंने मुझे दिया ड्यूरिंग माई रिसर्च और ड्यूरिंग माई मेडिटेशन, दैट टाइम लैप्सेस टू जीरो.
But sir, when you are saying this, the time lapses to zero, or the time and space between the observed and the observer, it becomes zero, then isn't it against the scientific concepts?
This is what a confusion is. You need a time for the field of functions. Performing any function like learning, like driving, like perform any activity in the lab, you require a time. But it is a relative term. It is never be an absolute term. So it is a confusion or it is a trap, because with that trap which you are using in the field of function, you are taking that trap in your normal life where you want to enjoy. So you need to create a harmony between the field of function and your field of your life. Without the time, without the field of time, when you are wiping out the time, when you are wiping the content of yours, when you are wiping the consciousness of yours, the space inwardly, whatever the created is, that create is an empirical field. That created field is a beautiful field. It is a heaven, because the term of heaven is a field without the field of time.
So the living, isn't it a function?
Living is not living, a field of function, and because you are chaosing two things. There is a two thing in your life. One is a field of function, the function you want to perform, but there is a one is a field of your life. Field of your life, then emotions, passion, beauty, relationship. In that there is no field of function. In that there is no field of function. So when you are taking that known, trap of known, in your relationship, trap of known means the images what you are having. Known means to know. Know means that is, it is a stored in a form of images inwardly in your brain. So through that known images, which I am saying that is time, in your relationship, is it working? So if you are dropping that images, that known in your dependence or in your relationship, then it becomes a beautiful. So create a harmony. Time is important only in a field of function, but people are in trap between the two things, a field of function and a field of life. If you are taking all those time and space in all those two things, अगर इन दोनों चीजों को आप दोनों जगह रखोगे, then there will be help for you.
I think that is the most important thing that is hampering them achieving the eternal happiness.
Yes, yes. So you need to have a harmony. One is field of function, which is important, keep a time there, but one is your life, you should be free from the time and space. If you create this harmony in this world, then I will say you, I am the world and world is me.
So this program, like this learning program, will help me achieving this, how to achieve this harmony.
Yes, exactly. And that will awake your intelligence, that can give you absolute freedom in your life, that can give you everything that you want in your life.
So that is the thing which one should focus.
Exactly.
अभी हमने वर्ल्ड टीचर, जिनको हम गुरुजी के नाम से भी जानते हैं, दीपक एस पाटिल, उनसे कुछ बातें करी. और इस क्वेश्चनेयर के दौरान, ड्यूरिंग दिस होल प्रोसेस, आई हैव लर्नड सो मेनी थिंग्स, एंड I am feeling that everybody has got many of the things, and everybody has got so many other questions also, like me, which are getting pop up in their mind. To get the answer of all these questions, we stay tuned for the next session.